Welcome back to Young Tripp Reactions.
You're watching Young Tripp Reactions, the show where rapper Young Tripp reacts to the latest videos on crime, drama, news, and so much more. Get ready, because the show's about to start. Let's go.
And that's the part that really ticks me off. The fact that she has a disability and they allow this mess to go down. Regardless of a disability, this should not be happening. But the fact that she has an intellectual disability and these uncivilized mutt parents allowed this mess to go down. That's why they're on Young Tripp Reactions. What do you mean it isn't the first time? Bruh. $500,000 to join a club. Come on now, man. That club better have everything in it to pay that much money. Come and smoke some meth with me. He told minor children that. You know he said more if he said that, y'all. This relative was defending his family. And he's sitting in jail. You know me as an activist that I have to react to something like this. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, join the Young Tripp family. If you have any videos that you run across that fit the channel, post them in my community tab or send it to me over on Instagram. If you have anything personal that you have going on that you may want me to bring some more awareness to, send me a direct message over on Instagram and we can see if it fits the channel or fits something that I want to bring awareness to.
You can also send those things to Young Tripp's Facebook, and make sure you follow him on both those things. All links will be below.
Insane. Absolutely insane. Such a damn shame. Let's get into this. Welcome back to Young Tripp Reactions. The first video we're gonna do is woman is fired from her student teaching position because of her piercings. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, join the Young Tripp family. If you have any videos that you run across that you want to hear me react to on the channel, post it in my community tab or send it to me through direct message on my professional FB or my professional Instagram. Also, you can send it in the community tab as well too. If you have any situations involving police misconduct, injustice, violations of civil rights, involving you, a friend, or a loved one, you can send that to me through direct message on my professional FB or my professional Instagram. Give me the details. Let me know about the civil rights attorneys involved, similar to Ben Crump or Ben Crump himself. If it does involve a friend or a relative, see if they want to come on and tell their side of the story about whatever happened with involving them, the police, or whoever it involved. If they're not in a situation or don't feel comfortable coming on and telling their story, you can come on and tell it for them, or you can give the information to me in writing, and I'll get the information out there that you guys want out there, along with pulling the public information. If there was a tragic outcome due to whoever it was involving, if it was someone that doesn't involve you, like a friend or a relative, again, you can come on and talk, about the whole situation and everything, so then we can, fight for justice for you and your family. Also, let me know about the activists that are involved as an activist myself, where I can join the fight for justice for you and your loved one. Also, make sure you come follow me over on my professional FB and my professional Instagram. Those will be at the top of the chat, along with the original video, and at the top of the link in the description, along with the original video as well. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family. And let's get into this.
So embarrassing. I'm supposed to be student teaching at my local school district, supposed to be, and I put in accommodation request for my piercings because there's certain piercings that I can't put a retainer in because they're hard to find and or don't exist, or they cause physical pain. Like this one causes physical pain just because of the way it was pierced. So I thought I would just find like a black thing that'll make it look like a mole. Same with these two. And then the septum, I just flipped up. These, I just put in the clear retainers. This, I can't find a retainer to, so I asked for these accommodations, and I tell them, like, yeah, my piercings are very spiritual to me. It helps me feel connected to my ancestry and the culture, and my indigenous ancestry, and also they are intensely spiritual for me. When I got...
Let me just stop. I know Anton, he grabs the microphone, so I know he getting ready to want to talk here in a moment. That's all cool, but you are doing student teaching. You are a teacher. And a school wants you to present yourself a certain way as a teacher. Again, people can do whatever they want, but also you have to remember an employer can do whatever they want. As long as they're not discriminating against you regarding race, national origin, sex, or disability. And this is not that. This is regarding physical appearance. This is regarding like you know, having piercings, that if you're actually like, depending on the age group of the kids that you're teaching, that can be an impact, and some people don't want that impact on their children, regarding like thinking about doing things at an early age that they should not be thinking about doing, and also be able to use their own minds to do what they want to do. And not be like, ooh, my teacher, I had this teacher one time who had a whole bunch of piercings, so I want to go get a whole bunch of piercings. So when you're dealing with kids and all that, and not fully developed brains and all that, they may want to follow you and what you're doing and what you got going on. So you got piercings and all that, and so then some young girl thinks, shoot, I want to get piercings all like that too, like my teacher did. You know, this teacher that I had years ago did that, so I want to do that. And that's not them using their own developed minds to make good decisions about piercings, and understanding that piercings can cause issues if you don't have them in places where they can be covered. You know, obviously, where you have piercings are in places where they can't be covered, or they can't fit in the retainer thing to go over the top where they can't be shown, or the retainer thing doesn't exist, or you know, things like that. Again, people are allowed to do what they want to do, but then again, you have to deal with the consequences and things of doing the things that you are doing. Like, for instance, as a person who has a culinary degree, you know, things like piercings and stuff got to be covered up, rings and stuff got to come off and all that. But if you're not willing to, you know, take it off, or if it doesn't have something to cover it up, you may not be able to have the job for very long, or they may not hire you at all. So all of that is things that we have to think about when we do things. Same thing with tattoos or all of that type of stuff. Think about where you're getting them, where they are on your body and stuff like that. Is it in easy places that can be covered up? If it's on your face or on your neck, you ain't gonna probably be able to cover that up. So then the employer may not hire you. Those are things that you have to think about before making these decisions. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family, and let's continue. And an employer, again, is allowed to make the best decision for them as long as they're not discriminating against you, against sex, national origin, disability, race, or anything like that. They can say, hey, you have too many piercings for me to bring you on. Let's continue.
My nozzle on, and also they are intensely spiritual for me. When I got my nozzle on, for example, that was an intensely spiritual experience. And if I took it out, I would feel like disconnected from it. Even when I take it out to change or clean, I feel disconnected.
If you're over 30 without life
Advertising,
insurance,
y'all.
have you heard
Anton
about
is
this
getting ready
new
to
type
talk.
that pays you while you're still alive? It's called...
Disconnected from it. Even when I take it out to change or clean, I feel disconnected.
Yo, I think this new generation of people are crazy, bro. I mean, I know that my generation, which technically I'm what you call a geriatric millennial, I know we were crazy, right? But we kind of worked our way through it, a lot of us. We figured it out. We was probably the last generation to be born outside of social media and, you know, in this whole internet era. And so we grew up and then navigated through it and then ultimately made our way to the point to where we was relatively respectable human beings, some of us. And then the boomers was absolutely insane. Gen Xers was insane. But Gen Z, they are made in a completely different image. Not in the image of God, obviously, but completely different image because they have no professionalism. They have no couth. They have no chill. A lot of them are lazy. The first time that they get fired from somewhere, instead of them learning and adjusting, they get on the internet and they start crying about it. So now what I present to you guys is a person who is saying that they was removed and dropped from their student teaching position before it even started because they couldn't figure out how to get themselves together and look like a respectable human being on the job. So now she is saying that with all of the piercings, lips, nose, looked like she had piercings right up her nostrils, right there because it looked like it's two holes right above her nostrils, in addition to the holes that are right here. And then obviously she got a bunch of tattoos and they don't look like any professionalism whatsoever. Now you have a person that is getting on the internet and telling you that they are basically being discriminated against because they feel some kind of ancestral connection, even when they... Give me a second. Even when... They feel some kind of ancestral connection. And that's the reason why they can't look respectable. Already gonna look crazy with all of the holes in your face if you was to ever take it out in the first place. Hopefully it would heal, but I have a sneaking suspicion that that's not gonna happen. But they think that employers, schools, wherever, right? And a lot of times people go into nonprofits and schools because they hire the weirdest, the worst of the worst. And a lot of times they're a lot more tolerant versus if you go into a private organization, publicly traded company, anything like that, or if you start to navigate up into the higher echelons of corporate America, obviously you're a representation of the company. You got to look differently. So in their adolescence, in their younger years, these people are basically speaking for their future. Because you're never going to be able to remove the holes. You're probably going to lean more into it because that then becomes a part of your identity. So much so to where that's the only thing people remember you by, because that's how they know you. And it doesn't even give you any room for growth. It doesn't give you any room for growing out of it. We making permanent decisions with temporary insight, and then we get mad at the world for not being tolerant, and then you feel discriminated against, when really it's just bad judgment. We used to call this bad judgment. We used to call these people crazy for making a long-term permanent decision. We used to think that people that got tattoos on their face was like, oh man, you never gonna get a job. And so in their mind, like, I don't want no job. I'm gonna be a artist or entertainer or rapper or whatever, right? And so we would see these people and we would call a spade and say, yo, these people is out of control. They don't know how to control themselves. They act like idiots. They got piercings. And so now we've had so many liberal organizations, especially when it comes to...
It don't got nothing to do with how you vote. See, I did find another guy's video that I could have reacted to regarding this, and then I seen that Anton, reacted to it, and I just chose to do his. It has nothing to do with how you vote, because there are people who vote the way Anton votes, and they got tattoos too. This don't got nothing to do with that. Yeah, I mean, for whoever is doing it, having tattoos all over your face. We used to say that, oh my goodness, oh my God, it's gonna be hard for you to get a job. You're gonna either have to be out here in the streets, or you got to start your own business, or, things like that. That even, is connected to even my generation of time. But now, you got them saying things like, oh, this keeps me connected to my ancestry and all that. You can't discriminate against me. Oh no, this is not discrimination. An employer is allowed to say, hey, we just can't have you looking like this, being a teacher. There's nothing wrong with that. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family, and let's continue. But it has nothing to do with how you vote, because there's people who vote the same way as Anton, and they look like this too. Let's continue.
Like idiots, they got piercings. And so now we've had so many liberal organizations, especially when it comes to our educational system. We've had so many different DEI programs and stuff to where they're basically in liberal indoctrination camps. And so they feel, and I don't know why her parents and her father or whatever, maybe she's just rebellious, they feel like you are supposed to accommodate them in their craziness, despite the fact that they continue to make bad decisions.
I did everything right? I write my personal statement. I explained the meaning and everything. I put my religious affiliation with, the Church of Body Modification.
What? Yo, I'm never gonna get my voice back if I don't start picking better videos out of my emails that y'all send me. I have never heard of the Church of Body Modification. Have you?
Never in my life have I ever heard of that. Never. The Church of Body and whatever she said. I do gotta laugh at that. No, I've never heard of that. Hey, if that's something, that is something, okay, God, hey, amen. But I've never heard of it. Let's continue.
The Church of Body Modification. Have you? The Church of Body Modification. I don't even want to put that in my browser history. And so I'm not even going to look it up, because I'm not even trying to have that as a part of my algorithm or browser history or cookies, any of that stuff. The Church of Body Modification. It sounds like a finesse, honestly. It's almost like, you just putting anything down in order to justify it. They can't have this. I wouldn't have this in my organization. No, you can't even travel comfortably and go through the metal detectors. Nah, I couldn't deal with it. Couldn't deal with it at all. What a headache, bro. Church of Body Modification. That's a new one.
and how I practice and everything. And then I also recommend and say that, oh, well, I could also just wear a face mask to complete my student teaching. And
Now, when I watched the other video of this is the part really where I laughed at, where she said, I can wear a face mask to complete her student teaching. So you are going to be a teacher wearing a mask in front of other students. So should they be able to wear a mask too? I mean, come on now. No. You just got to make better decisions, man. We all do in all in different situations involving all of us. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family. Let's continue.
And how I practice and everything. And then I also recommend and say that, oh, well, I could also just wear a face mask to complete my student teaching. And they just wouldn't budge. Like, there was no discussion, there was no conversation, there was no, there was nothing. No one wanted, me to come in with a meeting, the HR to talk about it or anything. It was just you should just find another placement. And it's I don't understand, because at the orientation, the only thing they really said about any of my piercings was the septum. And that these would have to be a stud. And then I told her
she had a septum piercing. She also had the bullnose ring. Y'all know the bullnose ring. Y'all know it. The feminist, liberal marking, the lead marking.
Well, I can't really put
It has nothing to do with voting Democrat. Just to state that, has nothing to do with that. Yeah, let's continue.
Y'all know it. The feminist, liberal marking, the lead marking.
Well, I can't really put a stud in these. It goes all the way through. I'll try to find something. But it can't be a stud, because a stud won't fit. And it's just, it's just stressful, because literally next month is August. Literally next month school starts. So it's just really frustrating, because it just sucks.
I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what to tell y'all. I'm observing it just like y'all. I think that common sense has left the building. I don't think that there's any such thing as common sense anymore. People have literally lost their minds. They're running around in America. And you got the freedom to do what you want to do, but you don't have the freedom to be able to tell somebody how they're supposed to treat you, or if they're supposed to give you a certain position. That is not a good representation of the company. Let me know what you guys think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. If you want to align yourself not only with a group of people that may be sane, reasonable, have common sense, but is also going in the direction that you're going in, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. It is a phenomenal group, and we got our next meetup. We just met up in D.C. A week ago, a little over a week ago, and we about to do Dallas next. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all on the Millionaire Morning Show.
Yeah, her situation, having all of those piercings like that and trying to be a teacher, and could not complete her student teaching stuff because they just did not want to see all that. They have the right to say that. And that's why we have to make, good decisions and decide where piercings and things like that are going to be, if people are going to get that. The same thing with tattoos. If you have tattoos all over your face, then it's more likely that you're not going to get a job. If you have them on your arms and stuff, most places don't really care about that. Your legs or things like that usually don't care about that. your back and stuff like that, because you got, your shirt on and, things like that. So it doesn't matter. They may tell you, hey, just put pants on if you got them on your legs. Wear long sleeves if you got them on your arms, if they just don't want to see it. There's ways around that, but there's not ways if it's all on your face or rings and piercings and all that, and there's no way around all that. But a person is allowed to do what they want to do. But an employer does not have to keep you on or actively hire you looking like that. And especially with you being a teacher, that can send a negative message to students depending on the grades and stuff that you're teaching because of not full developed brains and stuff. Let me know what y'all think. I'll have the original video pinned at the top of the chat and in a link in the description. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family. If you have any videos that you run across that you want to hear me react to on the channel, post it in my community tab or send it to me through direct message on my professional FB or my professional Instagram. If you have any situations involving police misconduct, injustice, violations of civil rights involving you, a friend, or a loved one, send that to me through direct message on my professional FB or my professional Instagram. Let me know about the civil rights attorneys involved, similar to Ben Crump or Ben Crump himself. Let me know about the activists that are involved so I can join them in the fight for justice for you or your loved one. If it does involve a friend or a loved one, see if they want to come on the channel and be interviewed and give their side of the story of whatever happened involving them, the police, or whoever it was. The same if it's involving you. If they don't want to come on and tell their side of the story, they can write a statement and then I can get that out there along with pulling the public information. If they're not in a situation to come on and speak, either because of, things that they're still dealing with, or if there was an unfortunate, tragic outcome with dealing with the police or whoever it was, again, then you can come on and speak for them or write a statement, and then I can get that statement out there along with pulling the public information. Also, make sure you come follow me over on my professional FB and my professional Instagram, because I post over there as well too. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family. And please be wise about where you get piercings, tattoos, and all that, because that can impact a lot of different things in your life. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.